We're live. Hello. Hi. 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 Give me a second. I think I messed up something. There we go. No. Yep, I messed up something. There we go. Hello. I don't know what the hell was I doing. It is I, Genox Eterna. Hello, hi, welcome, welcome. Let me post this on Twitter and yeah. Hello, guys. How are you doing? On Twitter and Blue Sky, and we are here. So I just noticed that I think my PNG has a little bit of I can see the Faust hair behind my ear. Weird. And right here. What else? What was I going to say before I start? There is a little bit of melody that you can hear in this lobby music. That is from Poems of a Machine. That one. That's literally the same melody than Poems of a Machine. So, hey, this time we have to play this. I had a busy and busy week. I was just too tired to stream, and right now I haven't slept well. I think I had like 3 hours of sleep around that. So let's do this thing and pray that I don't die. Wait. What do you mean 9.515 consultation session? Before I start, is everything alright? Microphone is good. Audio is good. I think wait 1 second. There we go. That's fixed. And yeah, let's start. Consultation session. No, wait. For this one, we should go about it like No, he's being in the vanguard for too long. I should pull him back and let him. Dante. Oh, sorry, did you say something? I provided you an answer to your question, but you exhibited no observable response. Is the sinner's combat performance deteriorating beyond manageable parameters? No, things aren't that bad, but it's just hard to focus on one conversation when I'm trying to support battles happening in completely different places at once. On top of that, Rodia's shopping chatter started to get a little distracting. A few days after we entered N-Corp's district, the boss pulled over in the back streets of N-Corp to take care of a distortion case. This contract was supposed to be handled jointly with the SCD team, but Distortions suddenly started cropping up all over an area and the back streets called Butter Street, without any coherent pattern. No obvious point of origin or route of spread, nothing convenient like that, and I had no choice but to split the sinners into several groups and set them out. Otis, Ishmael, Sinclair, Don Quixote, Yisang, and Mersault were on their way to rendezvous with the LCD team. Heathcliff, Gregor, and Honglu were suppressing distortions that had showed up from other directions. Heathcliff, best bro number 2, yeah, and trauma patient. And with our onboard stock scrapped down to the bottom, Roddy and Ryoshu, who were done with their share of supprecious work, were put in charge of buying supplies for the bus. As for Faust, she decided to stay with me on the bus. I wanted to go through the consultation sessions I'd been putting off, and thought I might as well get myself some much needed practice with handling the new golden buff power I acquired. To reiterate, there are no issues requiring special concern regarding Faust. Are you sure? It is true that Faust has, on several recent occasions, expressed dissatisfaction with a certain Faust. However, those instances should be classified as a mere personal grievance. I mean, that's good if that's all there is to it, but this was not the first time Faust had seemed unlike herself. There had been times before when she spent far longer alone than usual, lost in thought. Moments when she could not produce immediate answers to questions from the other sinners or me. Could it be you can access the Gesellschaft? May I ask you a basis for that inference? Because you're acting a lot like you did back on the warp train. It appears there remain occasions in which you are still capable of surprising Faust, Dante. Damn! Sigaldo's simple as fuck. So I was right. You really are good off from the Gesellschaft. That was not intended as a confirmation of your conjecture. Maybe she's saying that while she can technically access the Gesellschaft, it may as well be that she can't. I wish I could ask more and get to the bottom of it, but the way she was sidestepping the subject told me that Brian wouldn't give me any further insight. Right, I won't press you if you don't want to talk about it. Your reserve is appreciated. Shall we move on? Yes, your consultation is the next agenda. After cross-referencing the records pertaining to the recent events in the House of Spiders, it would appear that memories concerning the individuals designated as Sora and Ren currently remain only with you, Dante. As such, should the influence of Ryoshu and her sword lead to further omission into official records, the manager will be responsible for supplementing the necessary information. Yeah, not the first time I was the only one left with intact memories, huh? 3 times already. That's right, and despite K-Corp's memory wipe procedure, Catherine's erasure by the Golden Boss power, and Adaya Shiki severing people from existence, I was the only one who remembered what had transpired. But ironically enough, the memories I had prior to swapping my head with this cloak still showed no sign of returning. Why won't my own memories come back though? Is it because of this cloak head? Speculation based on your experience with the Bass team thus far will not meaningfully contribute to the recovery of your former memories, manager. Inductive reasoning conducted from memories with gaps, after all, is bound to have structural limitations. Bungie will serve as an adequate analogy. Oh yeah. From memories with gaps. The Bungie thing was a long time ago, but still, that was so much foreshadowing. It foreshadowed a lot. It was Jisang, Otis. Was it Donkey too? No, Gregor and Otis who had mommy issues, but and had things to do with food. Mersault also had mommy issues. Who else? There was something about Heathcliff that eating anything, and Rodia the same. And what else? There was something else. There was something else that I don't remember what. Oh yeah, Ryoshu being the one who can cook, but decided to don't. Inductive resonant conductors from memories with gaps, after all, is bound to have structural limitations. Bongi will serve as an adequate analogy. Bongi? Yes, Bongi. Receiving feed and increasing in body mass alone will provide it with no meaningful basis for identifying the purpose of its reading. Even at the terminal stage, when exposed to the kitchen instruments and the head of a stove, its limited experience will prove inadequate to constitute an understanding of its ultimate fate and purpose. So, you're meaning to say that even when it evolved from the man to that freaking chicken, and even at the end of its misery, nothing changed. I mean, a minimum, but because we could see the memories, not because the Bongi changed or recovered the memories by itself, by themselves. Likewise, the ultimate answer to your doubts can only be obtained from the whole of the experience that you will have accumulated at the terminus of your entire journey. That is, your allotted mission. Because treasure awaits at the end of the road, at the end of hell. And the treasure will give me back my memories and my head. Also, indeed, at the end of the road, you will be able to engrave your aspect. I still have no idea exactly what aspect means, or even whether it is an object. But if I know one thing, is that the me from before all of this began, had wanted it badly, obsessively, desperately. Wait, let me check the Sephira. The Sephira Kabbalah. Bina Keter, Hochma, Gebura, Chelsea, Tiferet, Horn, Exact, Jesut, and Maskuts. So, is that the Kether? Huh? It's more like an instinctive knowledge, but when my memory is gone, that feeling, however strong it is, does not change the fact that it's just another word with no discernible mental image. And you're not gonna tell me what it actually is, are you? The aspect. What it means, or why I wanted it so much. If it remains a piece of information that must be disclosed to you, then no. I am unable to tell you. Faust? Pay it no mind, you're still following your star acceptably. Please concentrate on the journey. More importantly, have you grown accustomed to that incomplete power? Current observation suggests that you have yet to arrive at that level. Well, I got pretty used to focusing on one place at a time, but keeping track of several places at once is still a bit rough. Otis' team is doing well in combat even without my direct supervision. And Roddy's team is shopping and not engaged in battle at the moment. Taking my mind off them will prove much easier. But that wouldn't give me the much needed practice, so I'm doing my best to keep an eye on every sinner's status. Sufficient familiarity should result in substantial tactical value. You will be able to cast a wider net with information gathering and employ previously unavailable tactical patterns. Right. And I'll also be able to tell when it's about time to call someone in too. No, just an incident. Even as I continue talking with Faust, I make sure not to stop observing the places where each group is and what they are doing. Yep, pulling Heathcliff to the rear was the right call. I don't see any injuries, his team is still doing pretty well even with my directions. As for Rhodia... Wait, did she just stuff all the pastries and bread she bought into her pockets? How did she manage that with a huge baguette? I know this group. Let's see. It looks like they joined up with the LCD team without any issues. LCD... Then that guy over there must be... Hang on. Faust. There's a dude I have seen before, but he seems a bit different from what I remember. Could you specify the issue? I'm monitoring the situation. He's monitoring! I'm monitoring the situation right now. You should probably join up with them too. Let's end the consultation here. This is rather precipitous, Dante. If the incident is of a serious nature, perhaps a request for support from the LCC. No, it's not an incident. So I wouldn't say it's not serious. Rendezvous. This is going from bad to worse, really. No, this is to be tied up helping the other groups. Otis command calls have been working out well enough, I'll give her that. We managed to hold the line better than expected, but we are definitely starting to feel the strain. Why are you waving your hand at arm and hand signals? What signals? What's wrong with the arm sideways even supposed to mean? You don't know? It's a scatter, damn it! So scatter! That was close. We almost got flattened. Damn it. Even rockets with nothing but the most rudimentary military training will have recognized the hand signal that basic. Well, we are not all trained soldiers here, are we? Very little flash of a single hand does indeed make a boast of a chivalric elegance. Yet when so suddenly wave sign on about, clenching and unclenching the hand in that mystical fashion, only to suddenly turtle. For so I am left very little understanding what you mean to say. Donkey doesn't know. What did you in a war? To think that all of the personnel in the team, only the Suavi has the discipline to interpret a basic field signal. What do you mean, Suavi? Don't call my Ishmael Suavi. I only picked it up during my sailing days. And realistically speaking, did you really expect ordinary people like the others to understand professional military signals? This is unacceptable. After all the operations of you have been deployed under my lead, you're all still ignorant when it comes to non-verbal signals. I don't think even Dante will know those signals. Yeah, might as well be splitting hairs. Literally. Let us appease their agitated hearts and follow Mersault's instruction. We'll tell this person withdraw. Megaton landing! Design, get out of the way! Hey, pretty cool, eh? Let's face it, I know how to make one heck of an entrance. What? Aren't you supposed to be cleaning up the searching upstairs? Oh, finito a million years ago. You guys were taking forever, so I figured I'd take a peek and lend you a hand. You're welcome. Split by your sundering the sand, the floors form and shape are now crushed beyond mending, sunken deep enough to be likened to the incipience of a wellspring. Don't you worry about your head. Don't you worry your head about it. That's all of their teams to take care of. Anyway, that should be all of them, right? The force of your landing neutralized the last of the destruction outside the building. Wait! Can't you check on the distorted peeps' faces and clothes? Their faces are all segmented. Makes my skin crawl. Not a pleasant sight. As for their attire. This one appeared to be a sweeper, and that one yonder bears the attire of an ordinary fixer. But the distortion I landed on, probably a local resident, judging by the clothes. Did any of you happen to see anything nearby bursting with a big pop and flash? Nay, not once. Okie dokie. You know what? Then let's all head upstairs. This operation request is kind of a pain. We'll need to put together a nice, neat plan before we start poking it too hard. A plan, say so? Oh, how? Was it not a mere matter of slightly distortion where they stand? Huh? Wait, did nobody brief you? Did nobody brief you? This has to be the structure of our assignments. We're given instructions, we perform them, and only afterward do we begin to perceive the nature and contour of the task to which we have committed our hands. Really? Well, yes, every department has its own way of doing things. No big deal. I'll explain everything once we are upstairs. Oh, by the way, you didn't get to meet the whole team last time, did you? All your new girl. This time, that dude. I mean, Mr. Bamboo hated Kim is also here, so... Huh? He's okay now? Sure he is. You'll be surprised when you see just how okay he is now. But last time you said he was still under treatment. To be precise, I believe Miss Sang stated that his mind is yet to regain its former tranquility. That? You'll get it once you see him. I feel like we'll just end up having the same conversation twice if I say anything about it now. You have arrived. It's blinding. It's so bright. The midday sun is pouring in like crazy. Yet the warm tickle of the sunbeam is right and agreeable. No, this is not sunlight. Because unlike this, there is more to the sunshine than its warmth. That line again! Then what exactly is this light? What is this thing on again? It's bright enough to fry my eyeballs. Apologies, Lady Ezra. I'm yet to be accustomed to this machine. This is my first time laying a hand upon the complicated workings of such a contraption. It activated of its own accord, and I have yet to discover the method by which it may be silenced. That's why I told you to leave it alone. Failing with things you don't understand usually ends up with something, or you, broken. Nothing good comes of it, I tell you. But, Mentor, Little Moses has instructed me that in every moment and event, clues are hidden under the veil of one's surrounding and must be examined with care. Yes, and that only works if you're saving about an act. Hang on, did you say mentor? I cannot yet been afforded a proper opportunity to introduce you to him. This here is esteemed leader of the Blade lineage, who is all but a master under whom I have apprentice. Do you really have to dress it up like that? I thought you only took control because there wasn't anyone else around to take the job. Switch, where's the switch? Aha! Gotcha! Click! Hey, Aindu looks great. Wait, what? What? Eh? Goodness. Known as Bamboo hated Kim. Buddy, what? Yes, that's me. I guess I should say pleased to meet you, folks. I need some coffee. Give me a little bit of time. I'm gonna prepare a little something. Hello, I am back. Yay! 10 minutes. I made myself some choco mocha with a little bit, a little spice called cinnamon to give it a little bit of a different flavor. It's great. Taste amazing. With a touch cafe choco mocha with a touch of cinnamon. So let's continue search for the inflection point. So that's wait. Okay, so more often than not, first impressions are prone to change. The bamboo-headed Kim, I remember, was a man who drowned in his own phantoms, blaming himself for his powerlessness with a listless, heavy voice. That, however, had been while he was distorted and sunk into himself, so I figured his original personality might be somewhat different. But this is not just somewhat. His personality isn't even the same ballpark as my expectations. You're telling me this guy here is bamboo-headed Kim? Yet, we double-checked with Ezra and she said he really is the same guy. Oh, that fire on your head is not hot at all. Fascinating stuff. Can you... okay, can we check again, just in case? I really can't wrap my head around the fact that this is the solid, serious man who we fought. Look at what he's doing. He's rubbing my face all over like he's checking out some kind of mental discernment. That's a second of talking going on. That's supposed to sound like them talking to you folks, huh? Further confirmation will be redundant, Dante. This individual is conclusively identical to the one designated as bamboo-headed Kim. I got no idea what you folks are so suspicious about. And do, just what exactly have you been telling people out there about me? They are all staring like they have seen a ghost. I told them you're a gallant and formidable warrior, mentor. But they don't look like they have heard the most flattering things about me. There, don't you hear it? The fine under corner of disappointment in the ticking. I also tell them that you are a man of few words, but with much affection for the followers under your command. Nangdu. Yes, mentor? That's a complete another lie. Man of a few words. It's definitely not something you can say about a guy who's as talkative as me, don't you think? Yet I spoke no falsehood. I told you to conduct is rather shallow and perhaps less refined for a leader of an organization. You're much more reserved and taciturn when conversing with those familiar to you. Are you not? No matter who one may be, one is bound to inspire either approval or disapproval for those around him, so I refrain from mentioning any truths that might invite the latter. To even hint at anything that may tarnish the reputation of my master will not be like speaking his name and mine by extension. I do. Oh, you poor girl. You look cuter with the... I don't know, she looks cute anyway, so... And you look great with the bangs though. I simply had no reason to put a nurse in front of my own folks. In any case, so you can see anything if I block this part, huh? Do tell, how many fingers am I holding up? Those are not my eyes, you know. You don't, folks, huh? You have already acknowledged and stated that you now belong to Limbus Company. Then you now belong to Limbus Company. But this do not pay a visit to the LCE. Verily, once my mind is plagued by the absence of tranquility, venturing forth into the open air and untouchable field of grass is clearly the storm of the heart. An asset of the company is expected to add in the company's interest. Yet, for whatever reason, I didn't see you fighting on the field of battle during the Operation Spider Fire. We'll have to account for your absence in the mission. Otis' address came as though she were conducting a formal investigation, every word flat and hard. It was obvious she was not about to let her guard down anytime soon. Yep, where was he? Because they told us that he joined, that bamboo-hated Queen joined the LCD. But where was he during the Spider Fire? During the Spider Fire or during the assault to the Limbus Corp? No. Labs, let's call it. Hindu was there. You were not. What's up, man? What mission? Oh, that one. Kim finally seemed inclined to assume a more serious position. He stopped peering into my face and turned towards Otis. I thought his hand was still on my head. Alright, clearly there's some disconnected in expectations here. Listen here, you. I'm really not all that about hard, bothersome work. Get what I mean? The real disconnect was between his stoic expression and the words coming out of his mouth. Oh. So let's talk about the kind of fellow I am. I'm interested in layabout, who's forced to do his job with a frown too. Am I that? Only when he's got absolutely no other choice. I'm really not some big shot Hindus apparently been promoting me as folks. And I very much like to stop getting robbed into stuff that keeps putting my life on the line. Fine then. Why didn't you join the LCD in the first place if you'd rather be unemployed? No, never mind. Probably forced you to stay. You got on quick. First they spoke this nonsense about distortions and all, and then Force hired me, calling me a company-owned resource or whatever. On the other day they were again on about, what's his name, Golden Buff? Yes, they invited me on a tour to another department to listen in on some important presentation. And I accepted. I thought it would be a fine opportunity to broaden my perspective. And dear, there are times when your commitment to do this shines brighter than the sun. Sun, again, sun mentioned. I find that attitude so dazzling that I have to squint when I'm looking at you. Who knows, maybe that's why I'm wearing this bamboo hat, to shade my eyes from your other brilliance. Do you mean to say that you're in need of a shield to protect your eyes? Ideas, huh? May I submit a request for a pair of sunglasses for my... What's with that face? For my mentor? Only if it's not too much of an imposition on the budget, that is. That right there. That's what I keep telling you not to do. You can just say yes to every silly thing he says and turn it into a supply request. Small expenses add up to a lot, you know? You gotta save up everything you can in the piggy bank while you still can and you'll end up broke. Is there really no room for reconsideration? No, miss, no. Then pray make the purchase for me. I should cover the cost myself. I do, please, por favor. No, wait, what? My poor mentor is in a state of great discomfort, yet I possess neither the wisdom nor the knowledge to navigate the silver tongue of merchants at the mice of the stars to locate the very nice item, so I must beg this favor of you. You are giving me a freaking headache, girl. I am aware that you and yours are no stranger to such dealing. There is no one else I can trust who completes your procurement with the swiftness of the wind. She's too dedicated. Doesn't even know when he's talking in metaphors. Let me eat some cookie. I don't want to bother you guys. You know what? Never mind what I said. I just gave you what you want. You heard the gentle lady, mentor. Your suffering shall soon be alleviated. Right. Well, apologies for interrupting you amidst conversation. Pray continue. You had reached the part where they invited you to tour another department. And do, please. Drink some water. No sooner than two words left her lips that her eyes glinted with something I couldn't really put my finger on. But it was a strange intensity that sent a chill down my spine. Yeah, so that day I was just gonna relax here and watch some TV. Well, wouldn't you for showing up to work today, I guess? I'll say there's a debt to be repaid. Also, you understand that we are indeed indebted to the company. Yeah, I suppose I do. Kim's gaze lingered on Aindu's prosthetic arm as he answered. Oh, Miss Aindu, your arms. Only after following Kim's gaze did Sinclair seem to notice Aindu's brand new prosthetic arms. The last time we saw her, Aindu had lost both her arms, and I remember Ezra asking her to sit tight and choose what type of prosthesis she wanted. Those arms are probably it. It's not just the arms, even her clothes are different now. And that sword. I had these arms fitted anew as soon as the operation was concluded. The gracious host in one of the LCD's teams had repaired them in advance. With evident satisfaction, Aindu held up her dark metallic wrist as if to showcase them. The components fixed along her arm clicked and rattled, unfolding for a moment before neatly folding back into place. Oh, such grateful smoothness, but to the machine articulation. This, as I thought I am beholding the marvelous prosthesis of the illustrious Siegfried himself. Yep, we are going to the End Corp. I don't like where this is going. Yep, the showcase will have gone lackluster without a trademark reaction. Those are strictly similar to Shores Industries N7 lineup, but I thought that model was discontinued. Nah, not theirs. It's one of the prototypes developed by LCD's Phenomena Deciphering team, and they put them on here for trial. Though you'll find another like them. They are based on technologies from distortions. Oh, I see. For a brief moment, Sinclair's eyes lit up as if he had glimpsed something that brought him back to a memory. Then, just as quickly, he felt silent. Whatever he wanted to say next, catching in his chest. Does something trouble you, Master Sinclair? It wasn't hard to understand what struck the tender memory for Sinclair, and why it cast a shadow over his face. But... sorry, you just reminded me of something from a long time ago. My dad used to work with prosthetics before he passed away. I thought it was the exact same model I saw back then. It appears I lacked tact. These arms have stirred up a painful memory within you. For that, I apologize. It's alright. I'm fine now. Sinclair's voice still carried a faint tremor, but beneath it, there was a firmness that had not been there before. He really had grown a great deal. You can thank yours truly for picking the sword. I was there with her. I did inform Lady Ezra that any blade could serve as a weapon would suffice, but she insisted on brushing the goods. I dare say I was given the opportunity to lay my eyes on every type of sword I could ever hope to see in this life. Walking through the workshop street that day. Oh, please, girl. We walked for just 4 hours. That's nothing. While everyone was distracted taking in those new outfit and equipment, Kim had quietly slipped away from the crowd and crouched down in a corner. In a corner? He was rummaging through the things scattered on the floor, picking them up. Is he pocketing them? Anyway, what's this place supposed to be? What are all these things? It's basically a wreck now, but there are strobes and that closed backdrop over there. Maybe it used to be a photo studio? Ooh, music! The music is back. The lobby music is back. Oh, that could explain why there are so many photos stuck around the place. Probably. This thing definitely looks like a camera at least. Sinclair picked up a small cylindrical object and turned it over in his hands, studying it with curiosity. What do you suppose this is? A battery, maybe? Camera roll? Ah, there's some kind of a strip inside. Let me just pull it out. No, that's... Otis shot a sharp warning at Sinclair as if she had realized something. But Mersault's hand shot out before she could even finish, clasping over Sinclair's wrist before the strip could be pulled out. What? What did I do? Exposure to sunlight damages these objects. Oh, damn! Oh, damn, I am starting to have theories. I already pulled a little bit out though. It can be rewound. Carefully rotate the rigid section on the cylinder. I am currently blocking the sunlight from reaching the exposed section. Damage is of no concern. Oh, okay, you mean this one, right? This is the part that rotates? Yep, it went back in. With a quiet nod, Mersault took the object from Sinclair's hand. It seems to be a film roll. There is something written on the outside. Experiment number 4. It appears to be a compact roll for a film camera. You seem to have handled one before. Yes. Mersault's answer came without any further explanation, but the way he adjusted the camera on the table certainly didn't look like that of a first-timer. I once received a report containing photographs taken on film cameras during the war. Film rolls used by the End Corp are particularly difficult to falsify. They were often used to collect intelligence during secret operations. The film fixes light directly into the medium, from what I heard. A peculiar expression flashed across Ezra's face as she regarded Otis. Perhaps it was the mention of war that caught her attention. Anyway, we managed to regroup in one piece. Let's come up with a plan to deal with this distortion, guys. Where should we begin? Then, in the next breath, she returned to her usual bubbly self and steered the conversation away from the subject. But Ezra and I... We are both still trying to be free of the misconception we inflicted on ourselves. For all her unfailingly perky disposition, Ezra too may be carrying traumatic memories every bit as devastating as Gregor. Does there yet remain an odd serving illumination? Yeah, wait, you're right. Haven't we cleaned up the distortion already? I couldn't feel any more traces of distortion nearby, and it didn't seem like any of the other Sinners team elsewhere were actively engaged in battle at the moment either. Dante is asking whether the distortion operation has not, in fact, already been concluded. Oh, not yet. The people who fought just now, they only got caught up in the distortion. They didn't actually distort themselves. They haven't even gotten close to the distortion inflection point yet. Inflection point. I remember this in... I don't know if it's the exact term, but it was in Distortion Detective. Anywho, finding an inflection point without a team leader around is gonna take some time. Maybe it won't be too bad with your help. Ezra swept her eyes around the room with a look of frustration as though she had just been handed a puzzle box with half the pieces missing. By inflection point, are you referring to the point on a graph in which the directionality of its curvature changes? Calling to mind the present context, it might less be a mathematical term and more of a specialized polysim referring to the point at which distortion occurs. The motive intent, or indeed the point of which inflection of the mind occurs. Yeah, that's about right. That's the kind of inflection point I was talking about. So in our department, we use a term to mean the source of the distortion, the inflector or cause behind it, stuff like that. You know, distortion is hard to treat if you don't know the core cause. Treat the symptoms you see on the surface as you like, but if you never find the root cause, the distortion is never getting solved. So I guess you guys never really had to look for that kind of stuff, huh? Just boss clock up a door into their phantoms or whatever, right? You mean dungeon of the phantoms? Yep, that's the one. From where we are standing, these doors are really high maintenance, time-consuming headaches. It's one thing to somehow manage to locate the inflection point, but cutting it is another thing. But you guys can just march straight to someone's heart, knock the snow out of everything in there, and then, ta-da! Patient ready for discharge. That's how it works, right? Not gonna lie, I was so jealous when I heard about it, I almost bit my sleeve off. Verily, I had thought your team would said about resolving distortion once the foe was vanquished, as we are wont to do. Was that not so? Of course not. Why will anyone come to us with a distortion suppression request if it were that simple in the first place? But yeah, most of the time, peeps try brute force approaches to it first, and when things go south, they send requests to the company to our detective's office. Or to our detective's office. That means the client this time must have been... Bingo! Apparently, the residents of Butter Street had all chipped in to commission all kinds of agencies like the Sway and the Combat Specialized Fixer offices. But none of them could actually do things right, and the job got passed on to us. Meaning, the distortion phenomenon related to this kind of photographies is still occurring unchecked somewhere in the streets. Exactly. That's why we gotta find something. Anything that might count as a clue. Ezra sat down at the people lying on the floor with a complicated expression. Neat ash gray suits and the logo on the collar of their uniform and briefcases. Hey, isn't that N-Corp's logo? Come to think of it, wasn't Mersault? I was once employed by N-Corp. What? You used to work with those people? Yeah, he did mention that he used to work at N-Corp. Maybe he can offer us some insight. Do you know who these guys are, Mersault? Yes, manager. These are N-Corp Class 2 staff members. Given the camera briefcases in their possession, they are likely members of the pin frame team of Service Disclose. Wait. So N-Corp is a mix of French and Switzerland? France and Switzerland? Or also Germany? Because they already spoke German, and that can be attributed to Germany, Österreich, but I don't remember. Austria. But Herman has spoken about the... What was it? The Maleficent Mali something, right? The Witch's Hammer. In German, so... Pinframe team of service desk closed. Mersault received the information as thought he were pulling it from a file he had already sorted and placed it in the back of the shelf in his mind. Okay, Pinframe team, huh? Anything you can tell us about them? Yes. It is one of N-Corp's many field departments related to information gathering and processing. The primary duties include the handling of N-Corp's internal information, analysis of N-Corp's internal intelligence, the sorting and arranging of N-Corp's internal information, and intersector. That'd be enough. That'd be enough. Wow, is he attacking an encyclopedia or something? Yeah, another thing to be jealous of. You think it will be okay if we borrow him sometimes? Might be an issue for us if you just went and borrow our team's encyclopedia. Looks like everyone agrees that he's an encyclopedia. Anyway, your encyclopedia is right. They're from N-Corp's Pinframe team. Seen them a few times before in N-Corp's nest. But why would people already busy enough dealing with nest affairs come all the way out to a shabby backstreet like this? Got any guesses? I am unable to determine that. The possible range of connection between the two pieces of information is exceedingly broad. Listing every relevant reason as to why they may have come here will require a considerable amount of time. Therefore, I will not present a determinative answer to that question. Ezra staring holes into me with an unspoken, is this dude always like this? Wouldn't pull any answer from me, you know? Because aside from combat situations, I still got no way to figure out what's going on in his head. Okay then, Mersault, maybe this will be an easier to answer. From an objective point of view, and that was when I noticed something I never imagined would happen. Mersault's eyes widened, his gaze fixing me with such force that I could almost feel the faint tremor in it. Objective point of view. That already hurt a little, because I read Lee Stranger. A level stare that came with. There is not such thing as an objective point of view. Manager. A clip tone and a look almost bordering on rebuke. A given judgment may seem infinitely close to objectivity, but ultimately all things are subjective without exception. I felt silent for a moment, lost in thought. Part of it was because Mersault's reaction had caught me off guard, but I also wonder whether this response might be connected to why he will always refuse to make judgments for himself. And if this has something to do with his turn, which I know is just around the corner. Got it. Then tell me 3 subjective reasons you think are most likely for why these people had to come all the way into the backstreets. I need to understand who he actually is as much as I can, because I'll never know when I'll get another chance to really get to know him if I brush this off with a simple, "Oh, I see, my bad," as usual. Yes, manager. I will presume that their mission was one of, or all of the following: retrieval of a video recording or recordings in violations of N-Corp's taboo, prompt elimination of the violator, contact with an informant in the backstreets, collaborating with N-Corp's nest, or identification and arrest of a wanted individual or individual designated by the nest. Taboo? You mean these people could be taboo hunters? Hey, actually, why is Vespa not here? He's a taboo hunter from the N-Corp. Nah, no way. They don't send a taboo hunter for every single violation, you know? Like, wings usually leave minor taboo violations to be handled by subcontracted fixer officers or employees of the department in charge. I say these guys here and Corpse stuff. Miss Hangdu, what are you looking for in their pockets? I am looking through their belongings for enlightening clues yet be hiding in the sleeve or the fold of their garments. Lady Moses has been gifted with the art of discerning the truth from what lies before her with but a single glance. Yet my eyes are foreign to such a feat. Let me take a look too. This is an employee card and... Okay, this one's a wallet, so let's put them back. We don't want to be robbers. Ha! This might be it. It's an order missive. Ezra pulled a sheet of paper out from an N-Corp staff coat and read its contents aloud. Work details: elimination of the individual of a category 3 taboo violation. Address: Butter Street. This is the place. Which means all of this might be pointing to something. Whoever used to work in this studio and the distortion phenomena might be connected. Yeah, now that you mention it, when that whole pop and change thing happened, it did kinda feel like the camera flash. Alright, let's start by combing through this place. Let me know if you find something, anything suspicious. Oh, at long last, had the hour right for my debut as a detective, forsooth. Yep, Donkey was waiting these things, the time-killing time thing. Don Quixote must have been miffed for not getting to play Detective Bat in T-Corp. No idea where she'd been keeping them, but she immediately pulled out the detective probes that had been given to Rhodia, Ryoshi, and Honglu back then. Verily, I had foreseen that the day would come. She's crying. Fortunately, Otis wasted no time putting an end to Don Quixote's badly timed shenanigan. A sharp dressing down from her was enough to make or the Chivalric adventure stuff the costume away. Okay then, we should get moving too. So, N-Corp. A taboo. Do they consider distortion a taboo? I don't remember, it's been so long since I read Distortion Detective. So I don't remember if it had something to do with that. Misconceptions. Clear within 10 turns. Oh. Yeah, let's send them.
필두, 출진.
Sinners with lots of sanity, blah 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 blah. We spent a long time while riffing through the photo studio with the LCD team, but no one found any decisive evidence. There sure are a lot of photos around, but almost all of them are just pictures of buildings, nothing much to tell from that. Aside from the canister containing the film roll Sinclair picked up, there are no remaining items here that can count as a proper clue, Executive Manager. I confirm that the rest are all empty plastic containers. It is probably best to check the contents of the film roll directly. Yes, Executive Manager, I will find a way to develop the film. Did you guys find any sort of photo development run or equipment nearby? Let's search a little more before we see what's in that film roll. Mentor, what do you make of this object? For the time I have no idea. If I had wit bright enough to understand all the lies before me with a single glance like the team leader, I would have passed the royal examination long ago and secured myself a lucrative position as a court official. But, Mentor, hadn't you already passed the royal? Well, son, as word does not retrace its hard kind to. So it is with life. There is no one doing what has already been cut. Thus, it is necessary to dwell on what can no longer be undone. There is no after for what has been slashed away. Not for you, Mentor. Ought you not dwell on what can no longer be undone? I misspoke. I did not mean it that way, Angdu. I merely meant to say that I do not wish to recall my past. I am aware. You have told me as much since long ago. Whenever you were placed in a position to retrace the past. Mostly at the eater is where you fill your belly with unpaid taps. And each time you brought down the stone wall before your house by your own erring hand. Those are exactly the kinds of things you should never forget. Ah, my belly. I feel a stabbing pain in my belly. This is what the very one you gave me afflicts me yet. The one from when you taught me you were only poking me with a scabbard, yet by some cruelty only it was useless word that led me through. Mentor, you said it was completely healed and that I need not concern myself with it. Those very same words have been repeated at least 80 times. But it still aches every now and then. Simply when I hear your sharp cutting words that I really don't want to hear. Ah, is that so? Indo suddenly pulled out a sheet of paper and began furiously writing something down. What's this? I have written down the words that I have just said. Ah, I do! I do! She's getting cuter by the time. If hearing my sharp cutting words afflicts you, perhaps when reading them instead will cause no suffering. Kim's face began to contour like a wet dish towel being run dry. I really can't believe this is the same man trying to follow so devotedly. Where's all the dignity and forbearance I do said he had? Young Hindu, there is a matter I will ask thee. Apparently, I wasn't the only one who felt that way about him. Pray, speak freely. This may perhaps be a discourteous inquiry, but I too, when speaking to others of those whom I serve, often ornament my words with a laudation of an acceptable degree, and yet. I understand your concern, Lady Don Quixote. I suppose this is your first time seeing Mentor with his shoulders so embraced and his bearing so loose. In truth, when I first beheld him, I also wondered whether such a man could truly be a leader worth placing my faith in. However, upon my honor, I assure you that I have never once uttered a falsehood when I spoke of him to you. My respect towards the blades of my own and foes alike, my determination to safeguard and what must be protected, even should my arms be torn apart. All of these are undoubtedly the teachings that my mentor has imparted onto me. Truly? Why, if fortune should grant the opportunity, you may witness Mentor's true self yourself someday. That is to say, if we let ourselves be carried by the currents of the river, to arrive at such a chance. Hindu gave her prosthetic arms a casual sweep, smiling sincerely as though she truly believed every word she said. Then, leaning closer to Don Quixote, she whispered, "Besides, unless I speak with this feigned stern ignorance, there will be no end to his digging his heels. I will ask for your trust, for all is aimed at his benefit." I am falling. Forsooth, so too has been burdened with the trials of serving your superior. Donkey knows. So that's what it was. I get it now. What? Just as I witnessed the budding of this peculiar bond of commiseration and camaraderie between our chivalric friends, the door leading outside was flung open with a loud slam. We have arrived at the target location. It appears that the advance party has already been defeated. Wait, who are these people? Didn't they say there was only a single violator? Oh crap. Looks like it's too late to talk our way out of this, whatever excuses we come up with. Oh boy, this is not gonna go well. The same thing happened last time. When I saw the N-Corp employees, I thought we had the wrong intel, and all of a sudden... A sudden flash blinded my vision white. I thought I had stared straight into a burst of searing light, so intense and bright that it made my head swim. Yeah, there was this same pub and... With my vision blinded, the only thing I could make out was Ezra's soft murmur. Until even that came to a stop as their breathing hushed. Oh. It didn't take long for me to realize what was happening. Seeing it again doesn't exactly want to hurt, wouldn't you say, Engdo? Though the escorts may indeed be passing through hard times, this alley was not quite so wretched in form, was it, Mentor? Is that right? It looks much the same to me. Ah, this place. Did we just get teleported to Escorp? No, Dante. Though it generates a considerable sense of verisimilitude, this is... I think... I know what this is. This is a presence. I haven't been able to detect it until just now, but... somehow, it was now surrounding us, saturating every corner of the space where we stood. The dreary stone walls, trees bent and coiled in grotesque forms. The sheen of the light and even the air we breathe. All of them point towards a single phenomenon. This is the depth of the phantoms. Phantoms made entirely out of distortion. There are completely different distortions where the Endcorp employees were just a moment ago, executive manager. This is exactly it. This is what I was trying to explain. What the hell? Chono-kun? Where Ezra pointed, the people in smart, neat suits had vanished, and in their place, figures clad in blood-stained double robes were approaching us with dragging uneasy steps. Right, let's fight first and talk later. Ready, Aindu? My blade is poised to strike, Lady Ezra. And... wait, where's the bamboo-hated dude? I am afraid he's already taken his leave. He said he had no desire to cross blades with the Chunokuns of Escorp. Twice. Come on, man, not again! He's a repeat offender, that's for certain. Executive manager. Whatever's Kim gone off to, this is definitely isn't the time to be asking trivial questions. Right, let's do what Ezra says and get ready for battle. On your orders, executive manager. Men, prepare for the battle. Prepare for battle. Chunokun incapacitated. Chunokun bind. Fixers of Escorp. Chokehold, conditions met. Hunters scoring, conditions met. Passive. Head splitting memory. Clash loose. If this unit is inflicted thrust on target, get prisoner transport arrangements. If this unit is defeated to one, if the thrust effect is really depleted, the damage expires. If the unit is defeated or staggered, lost its effect. If the target this unit inflicted thrust on its defeated this turn. Oh, if target this unit inflicted thrust on is defeated this turn, lose the prisoner transport arrangements effect. Oh, inflict thrust and thrust is... if this unit is speed to 0, if this unit base skill coin power to 0. What? Turn and lose 1 stack. If prisoner transport arrangement mode. Look how the baseborn hunt on the baseborn, the other baseborn to serve them up to the powers that be. Escort commands two sort of taboo hunters, the royal censors and the Chunokuns. So Escort is another kind of China-based corp, not just Hongyuan. Escort 2, because Royal Censor is Chinese, and Chunokuns, I don't know the word, but it sounds a lot like the name of the automatic ballista from automatic crossbows from Age of Empires 2. Agents of the Royal Court, the Royal Censor, generally operate alone. Moving undercover to pursue those who have dared to break the taboo of Salpipio. Tsunokuns, much like other fixers, form bands within their own ranks. With an order or a contract to hunt down a brand bestowed upon them, each band hunts its mark in the manner preferred by the band. The hunt for Nobi knows neither honor nor dignity. What? Scoring Hunter Band. To cover the eyes is not to be blind. These fabrics, created using Q-Corp singularity, are fashioned into many forms, such as blindfolds and headbands, and are commonly used through days. It is not unusual to see fixers and employees of corporate entities in the East covering their heads and faces with these products. The fabrics serve the same function as sunglasses, visors, and combat prosthetic eyes found elsewhere in the city. They scan the target's information in real time, augment the wearer's vision, and provide tactical analysis. At times, they can also serve as a means of communication with distant allies. Avulsion 1. Bleed for every stack, and poise, stagger. Okay. Oh, it's not directed. Struggling. Neutral. Favor. And do. Blade Lineage, Chelsea, Limbus Company. Rending arts, acupuncture to claim their bones. Clashable. The skill does not trigger defense skills. Beat and paralyze. And Lucent Rippling Flame. Moog Workshop, yeah. Limbus Company specialized custom prosthetic prototype MK5 Tokaevi arms. I know this word. This is a little devil or imp from Korean mythology. So this is the royal censor is not only Chinese. I know the word royal censor for being of Chinese something, but they also use it for Korean things. I understand. And Chunokun, I suppose, some medieval era Korea Peninsula. But yeah, Dokkaevi arms. What's this? Base defense level and counter start. Oh. Our skill use gains haste next turn. Combatant gain 2 plus con. Dokkaevi arms. Do you perchance speak of Dokkaevis that often appears in Tales of Old? I can scarcely believe it, yet after all I have witnessed while relying on the hospitality of Limbus Company, the existence of Dokkaevis from folklore may well be within reason. Come to think of it, I do recall hearing of a name called Dokkaevi unit. If there is an ally at less than 50% HP on the field, this unit gain 1 assist defense. On the outside, it looks no different from the prostheses you might find in another nest or backstreets. But apparently, this particular prosthetic limb has been created using technology unique to Limbus Company. I wonder what that could be. Since the development of this prototype was led by the LCD department, I will assume it has something to do with the power of instructions. Oh, that's not to say that I have any certainty regarding the matter. I was only in charge of supporting it, you see. It's just a simple speculation, really. In any case, I doubt this is your average prosthetic limb, meant for body enhancements. Skill and gain Moog Workshop, yeah. Type 2 Blade Draw. Thrust Force, Dokkaevi Fire. You like that model? Oh, Neil's girl got an eye for quality. Excuse me. Can we try this model? Oh, come on, relax. I know the deal. You break it, you buy it. Thanks. So yeah, I'm a stickler here. Okay, so the sword and the scabbard come as a set, so grab and button tilt weight. How's that? Not as heavy as they look, huh? Oh, so there's this particle. Powder? Sing the scabbard on the patent by Moog Workshop. Every time you sheath and unsheath the sword for a brief moment, its blade comes out way sharper and lighter. And that model you are holding happens to focus on the sharpness. So it's like, ding, and voila, you get a nice buff on your weapon. I think it's one of the E series models. That's Mook Workshop classic lineup, by the way. Check out the vanish here. It's... what the heck? Hey, this is the G-type 2 model that went out of production. You know what? This stuff really isn't easy to come by. We're like one here. If it's such a rarity like this, perhaps you ought to build it instead. No, it's fine. Fine. Well, I consider it literally made for you. And it will work really nice with the boosters on your new prosthetic arms. It will need some getting used to, but you'll be one heck of a fighter once you get the hang of it. Anyway, consider it a gift from yours truly. You're officially one of us now. Officially your new girl, no more temp ID. Then, I shall accept with gratitude. By the way, remember that glassy line-up part? It's super durable, but there are delicate parts that should watch out not to break. Okay, you know what? Let them break it if it really comes to us. To that, just don't die on us. Just don't die on us. I shall take your words to heart. To give you fire. Trust words to give you fire. That's good. Found defense skill crash loose. If the unit has 3 haste, the unit cannot be staggered from taking damage until defense skill and activate to claim their bonus against the enemy after being hit. Intervallo. Lost a dribbling prey with the enemy. Oh, one more short. One Mook Workshop GM for every 3 points. Switch Swift Blade on crit, hit haste. To where I must return. Swordplay of the homeland on self. Oh, I see. My brain's not braining. Okay, let's try this. Oh, we have a button. Dimensional bag. There's something new in Ezra. Yuri Atelier, all out attack mode, MK17. It's a handmade golden retriever exclusive axe. Mercurio, get behind me. Allah's workshop. Everything Francis workshop kicks off the acceleration with a bang. It's super punch and satisfying. Allah's workshop, Nestor workshop hammer, Square Atelier drill hammer, Namir workshop gauntlets, and Yuri Atelier axe. Yep, there's nothing new, and she is holding back because there was more thingy before. Favor.
헤어내리.
Horse.
무상한 목숨.
Nice single boy.
징계팀
Ishmael's
직원이라면
ID.
당연한 판단이긴 해.
Wednesday.
잘했다는 칭찬은
Wednesday.
생략하는 게
Night.
좋겠지.
And Mersault Sego, of course. That new Kim. Bamboo hated Kim Ego. Because damn, Ego Resonance. I mean. Oh, hello! Hello, Wing Warrior. I've been busy, very busy, so I couldn't have finished the projects that I wanted to do before, so there's been a lot happening. So for now I'm playing Limbus, just the PNG. Cut down and trample the guards. Oh, that was I do. I made the PNG by myself. Yep. If you check my Twitter, it's in the description, and my Blue Sky too. I have done some pixel art images, so you can see what I have done. There's just a little. I'm practically learning.
효과가 보이는 것. 보다시피 직원들의 증오심은 환상체를
Really
쳐주는
love your
원동력.
character, I mean PNG. And also tell stuff, but there is one that I wanna ask. Your PNG tuber really looks awesome. Oh yeah, I'm working on getting something better. It was a VTuber model. Chat will probably go nuts with special. Also, I feel like your character will look awesome. Yeah. I'm trying to get better to make something like that.
시간 끌 것 없이
So
끝내지.
getting interesting like to the VTuber
마음은
models.
열어졌지고
Yeah, maybe when I get better at doing my art. I'm not good enough yet to make by myself a VTuber model by myself. I'm working on it too. So maybe one day. So I'll let you know. Don't worry.
조금 모르긴 했지만 제압은 성공.
Okay.
뭐
I'll add
별건
you.
아니었지. 안 그래?
If I have the time though. So no hard feelings. I don't contact or anything because I'm very busy, and right now this whole YouTuber thingy, PNG YouTuber thingy, or VTuber thingy, all that is just by free time thingy that I do because I don't want to just stay
하나 넘고
sit down while reading.
꺾고
So
제쳐
yeah, someday.
좋아. 이대로 다
Okay,
끝장내는 거.
what
한 번에
wait.
터뜨리지 마. 알로 돌아갈 때까지 최대한 아파하게 만들라고.
This is almost broken. This one has gotten the concussion of donkey. Ta-ta.
헤어내리.
I'm doing most of the damage. Crimson Bear Strike, Crimson Phoenix. That's doing too little damage. Oh, that was Tremor Break. Chica Sinclair is not doing that much. It's not that good at doing that much. So Ezra and Dora focusing on this one, so I'll hit this one with lowest. Oh, this is the Blood Flame Massacre. So there, and there.
어떡
Coffee.
이제 깨치시게 무상한 목숨. 불끈에 지원했고.
혈염도 바로
다른 부서에 있는 있는 힘껏
There
찔러놓고
we go.
웃겨놨지만
Victory! Okay. Oh, I'm done. Bathed in blood. That should be all of them. Surveying the area with measured alert, Angdu cast the blood from her sword with a few sharp flicks before sliding it back to its sheath. They are not changing back. Doesn't look like beating up the distorted one reverse them immediately this time around. Perhaps a fortunate turn of events in a way. Let's search for clues while time allows us. Right. You take that side, Angdu. I'll search here. As Rang Angdu moved about as though they were used to this kind of situation. Without even taking a moment to catch their breath after the battle, they began searching for the space. Pretty. Don Quixote was the first one to voice her doubt in this real unfamiliar situation we found ourselves in. We battled distortions upon our arrival, he said, yet never before have I beheld our surroundings changing with so sudden a flash. Breezy, I cannot make sense of the situation. Could to render a detailed account of this distortion phenomenon? Apologies. It will appear I overlooked the briefing due to the emergency of this predicament. This is, according to the definition presented by Lady Moses, a location type distortion. It's basically when a whole space distorts. As since places and buildings can move on their own, the distortion gets fixed in a certain space. As for this one, looks like the distortions already progressed pretty far along. Middle stage, probably. They don't usually get this big, but this one here covering almost an entire street. Then those people, they entered this space and got caught up in it. And our job right now is to get to the bottom of the phenomenon. What exactly gets people caught up and what happens to them once they are in? Wait, Project Cheddar. I mean, code names Cheddar. Cheddar. Oh. It's already announced. What's that? The launch date. Maybe I'll try it. Of course, we can really wait. When is that? 22 is on. Of June. Maybe if it's Asia time, I can play it Sunday. Of course, you can really rule out the possibility of a powerful distortion that encroaching upon its environment. Oh, by that I mean when a distortion bleeds into the space around it that warps it. Oh man, I'm actually talking like our team leader. No better from me, I guess. Let's continue with a sheepish giggle. In any case, we won't be able to suppress or cure the distortion even if we whoop this guy's asses 100 times. We need more clues to help us locate the inflection point. Maybe we should examine these people over here too. With a call, let's redirect our attention to rows of collapsed people all around, all of them clad in double robes. And these are the glyph emblazoned upon their headbands. Chu. This speaks in propulsion and pursuit. It marks them as Chunokos, functionally charged with scoring and hunting runaway novice. You hail from the homeland as we do. I am surprised that you know of them. I could hardly fail to know, for I, too, was once enumerated among their quarry. Scientists and technicians were daily being disposed of their stations in escort, after all. So it was no idle tale. Scientists who plied their craft without fattening escorts coffers are seized forthwith and made novice of the corporation. Indeed, I count myself fortunate to have absconded with my friends, so afore the brand of novice could be impressed upon us otherwise. Novi. The wretched appellation conferred upon the people for the convenience of those in power. A vile practice and an excuse of the power mongering, nothing more. The so-called taboo hunters of escort operate by much the same anatomy. Does the breaching of a taboo summon the hunter, or does the hunter first seize his prey, though to thereafter frame the captured with invented restoration? If the powerful so desire to chase a man down, they take possession of his being and keep him caged, and they need only decree that he should bear the lot of an obi. Such is what escort has become today. My mentor, too, is one of the victims of that accursed practice. Then, could these people have been sent out to capture your mentor, Jisang? Or me, perhaps, the one or none of us. You mean to state that there might be conceptual forms of Chinokuns generated by the distortion? That is a plausible conjecture. You are getting nowhere with this clue hunting. With a heavy sigh, Otis pressed her fingers against her brow as if her head were starting to pound of frustration. To delve further into the matter, it is necessary to determine why the escort and its Chinokuns have appeared as the motive of this phenomenon. Considering the course of events we have seen so far, would it not stand to reason that the distortion stains all nearby scenes with memories most foul? The presence of the Chunokun suggests a possible correspondence to Jisang's memories. Conversely, however, the absence of T-Corp's time collectors weaken that hypothesis. In which case, the most plausible theory is that this particular distortion could have stemmed from Boo hated Kim or Aindu's memories. Aindu furrowed her brow and fell into thought, as thought she couldn't grasp the full picture of the problem. I've sensed a few distortions that show trauma or affect their surroundings. But this one, I'm not getting a pop of inspiration. Can't even guess at what this distortion wants either. Ah! Pop! The white flash of light suddenly drowned my vision again as Ezra lifted her head and cried out with annoyance. Ah! If only the team leader was here. Cracking this would have been a piece of cake. Huh? We're back. And we're back. So this is why you keep asking whether we'd seen anything bursting with a pop. The uncovered employees must have it raw though, getting dragged into the distortion like this. I mean, what else were we supposed to do? It was self-defense. They were about to attack us. I suppose finding the root cause and taking care of it will be the fastest way forward. Let's just do what we can for now. Okay, first we need to develop the film we found here. We'll head to the nearest dark room and... Nah, actually, let's just drag that slippery hat wearing Colt back here and get him talking about the Chinokuns. That's probably our best bet. Ah! Every time we take a job and that slacker just slip off without telling anyone. As one part of me watches the stamp her feet in frustration, I was also carefully following Heathcliff's team through the other part of my vision. Oh, I think I can help with that. Have you located him? Eh? What? Post-clock found something? Yeah, I found where bamboo-headed Kim is right now. Ooh, Dante. You have the power of omniscience now,
이렇게
Dante.
쉽게 통과하리라고는 상상도 못했는데.
Snap, the son of hammer doing a nail
문제를
it.
풀어야겠어요.
But what precisely is
이런
being
경사스러운
driving it?
날에는 조금
The camera
풀어줘도
waylines
괜찮겠죠?
the light of a given movement, then nails it onto rough paper for exhibition. Was the photograph taken as a record or remembrance? Perhaps a photograph name ought to change depending on which purpose it is made to serve. After all, beams of light nailed down by a hammer, only to be recorded and never remembered. Are pitiable things, with imprinted photographs. Dead lights screaming despair, burned and blackened. The dead lights perished, screaming where they are nailed. Record the smile of someone standing in the photograph. Film! So total 4 stages. Let's do 2 more. Incapacitated and two combined. It's the same for all of them. It's fleeting memory. Evolution 1, there's nothing here. I already saw that one. Evolution 1, conditions met. Evolution 1. This is the same. Nope. Buying this prisoner transport, and this one is scoring hunter band. Throwing the aura wand. Okay, let's continue. Insufficient Kefalin. Enter. Oh, a full team.
군주가
Let's
나섰나.
set this.
보는 눈은 있네요.
의로움을 세우기 위해서라면
Horse.
보는 눈
잠시 같이
블레이드.
걸을 텐가.
보는 눈은 있네요.
미의 출진으로군.
의뢰로 어디
명을
죽은
잘 들어왔네.
아 뭐야
There we go.
해오던 대로
Yeah, let me play. Meanwhile, Heathcliff's team. Bloody hell, what's up with these kids? They're showing up out of nowhere. How should I know? But you're able to get up, it seems like escort fellas. As if we're going so well. Ah, wait, what happened? Okay, we're back. It just stuttered for 1 second. And things were going so well. We could have taken out with those Fedora guys who were rummaging all over the place earlier, you know. But now you just had to go barking at them first. That have saved us a lot of trouble if you hadn't, right? Oh, so it's my fault. Those bastards look like they were nicking stuff. This is the contract area, ain't it? If they walk off with something important, we'd be the ones catching hell. Listen, bud, not everyone's itching to swipe hair coupons into the pockets the second they get the chance. Oh, for how many bloody months are you gonna milk that? Excuse me? What, you got a problem too, mate? No, not at all. Just wondering whether that gentleman over there is also one of our enemies. Huh? Is that the end of your true performance? Shame, I was really enjoying watching you folks dance. Might have mistaken this place for the peach blossom land of legends, had there been a cup of fine Maggioli to go with it. Right one. Maggioli. I don't know how to pronounce Korean. The only thing that I know about Korean is the 안녕하세요, and that's it. 안녕하세요. Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's my name, right? He has a name tag though. I think it says LCD. LCD or whatever. Who gives a toss? I am supposed to do everything master having a dig at me. Oh dear, such bold swings. I didn't know there wasn't in court that performance. Huh? You slippery little rat. Well, I find this amusing enough, but if you intend to play with me, you have to be more aware of your surroundings. Hey, behind you! There's... Huh? Wow! He took out all these double-wearing people with just a single strike. I said that was the cover surprise of admittance for your troops, Circus, wasn't you? Well then, I leave the rest to you folks. Wandering blades and mooring tails never linger to the stage for long, after all. Oi! Where the hell do you think you're going? Ah, damn it. Yep, Heathcliff. He just styled on you
얌전히 잠들어 있어야 할
and left
놈들까지
you as
떠버렸네.
a clown. It was amazing. No. Wait. This is fantasy. Let's put salad. Please. Really, the first.
저 해충들을 도려내라.
팀
묘야,
직원이라면 당연히 판단이긴 해.
길을 열어라.
잘했다는 칭찬은 생략하는 게 좋겠지? 경고하는데
Let him
저것들을
pass,
친절하게
my
대할
lord.
생각을 집어치우는 게 좋을 거야.
So.
한 상체는 피해를 받을 뿐 소멸하지 않아. 죽지도 않을 목숨. 최대한 고통스럽게 만들어 보자고.
So hitting this one. Okay. Yeah, let's go.
시비수에게 명한다. 이 앞에 숨쉬는 자 누구 하나 살리려 보내지 마라.
다른 부서에 있는 애고까지 가져오길 잘했지. 적재적소했으니까 이만큼 효율적인 일도 없잖아.
Nothing much to say, nothing much to see. How long I've lived? I think how long have I been streaming? Almost 2 hours. Yeah, let's. If this stage leaves me at 2 hours, at more than 2 hours, what the fuck? Ah! What? What just happened? Snapshot with bash. Pinning nail. Tremor burst. End corp less close. Oh, I just noticed. Yeah, is this end corp is at least the end corp from this chapter are based on France. Then it makes sense that last chapters guys from the middle, the branch of the middle, was one based on a French movement, the Les Fauves, that inspired the Fauvism. Huh. Nailhead strike, blade and tremor. So if there's end chord IDs, then they are going to be bleed and tremor and probably the hemorrhage thingy, the conversion for tremor. What's this? Memory transition.
넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
Crushing horns. That wasn't a lot of damage. Nice. Nice.
이것 봐. 환상체를 제압하는 건
There's still
우리만
more. One more.
충분하잖아.
Yeah. At least it's only one, so it wasn't that bad. System momentum, sha. Cavalry's vanguard charge. Wow. Nice.
목을 떨궈주마. 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도
one over.
없겠구나.
Intelligence gathering. Horse.
있는 힘껏 찔러놓고 으깨놨지만 저것들은 언젠가 다시 재생하겠지.
So let me get this straight. Dude was here just a minute ago, and now nobody knows where he wandered off to. Yeah, Block just turned up out of nowhere, slaps his gums, then did a runner before anyone could grab him. Eso let out a long, listless sigh. I thought she was getting sick and tired of even complaining about Kim. Lady Ezra, I cannot say your frustration is misplaced. Yet I trust you are also aware that, more often than not, men's actions have carried a profound design. He has never left his post without purpose so far. No, I get it, okay? But come on, why did he kill him to give us a heads up before he goes zooming off on his own again? It's not like we stomp him. What are we gonna do? Tie him up? Lock him up in a closet? We don't do that in our team, right? Remember last time? We all thought he was being a good patient and sleeping it off in the recovery ward, but nope. When the LCE got infiltrated, he snuck out without telling anyone and came back like nothing happened. And the team leader didn't even chew him out for that. Lady Ezra, that's... Oopsie, wasn't supposed to mention that, was I? And the reason he failed to participate in the operation was... Simply because the LCD was lax in supervising its personnel? Is that what you are suggesting? Lady Moses bade us hold her tongues for this very reason. She knew full well mental intention would be misunderstood in precisely such a manner. What part of this have I misunderstood? Did you not just disclose that the man deserted his post without authorization? That's the thing, he wasn't just wandering around. He was outside, all alone, taking down the ring automaticins who'd locked down the elevator that leads into the LCE department. Yeah, it's not like he was dealing with the strongest enemy out there. But the recovery ward didn't have an emergency alarm, and nobody from the department was there to warn him either. He somehow just got on and did the job himself. Heard it's all thanks to him that the facilities team managed to get comms back up and contact the LCA chief dude way faster. And that helped the LCA to actually deploy. They would have been delayed for another hour or two if he hadn't stepped in, apparently. And he went fighting even though he still wasn't fully recovered, so he came back looking like he had been processed through a meat grinder. So yeah, he did end up staying in bed like a good patient, in a lot of pain. Then the soldier is entirely deserving of reproach. Nope, he's a less talking, more doing type, I guess. Oh, so that's what ain't do means when she said that her mentor was a man of few words. Anyway, we're all stuck inside the building back then during the incident, so fine, I suppose there was no helping it. Today, tough? Never mind. So it was like this with him. He always slips away and pops back in saying he's done. My point is, what happens if one day one of those solo missions doesn't go his way and he just drops dead in the street somewhere? How are we supposed to help him then? Actually, how does he even know what he's supposed to be done in the first place when nobody gave him any instructions? Blo's got to be relying on his gut feeling, innit? Gut feeling? Look, I only saw the vlog for a bit, so I can't say I got him all figured out. He's an annoying bastard, but he didn't strike me as some clueless sot who doesn't even know where he's stepping. Heathcliff scratches his chin, then kept talking as though he were stating an obvious fact. Today's proof enough. He's not one of us, so Clockhead couldn't have reached him from that far and sent him to back us up. And there's no way he just happened to run into us just when we were about to get into battle, innit? Then, well, could be Block's got some stupidly sharp head on him and pieces things together. Could be that. But I got these moments when I get a flash of that good feeling, however you want to call it. My boss man, Matthew, said he could hear the gunshot too. Said, I can hear them gears turning, or I hear rats scuttling about. It's those things you couldn't make heads of or tails of. There was this one time when we were expecting a life and death fight. Matthew says he can hear them gears turning. Walks into a random pub, start throwing back drinks like he lost his bloody mind. That does sound like someone who lost his bloody mind. But when I was on the ship, some sailors used to drink the bottle dry before battling whales to blunt their fear. All the stumble around until they can fall overboard. Yeah, and Boss could knock it back like a whale. Still, the point is, getting blasted right before a tour was not what some sense people would call a good idea. How does all cross? So we went stopping after him. And guess what? Turns out that the boat was the secret hideout where the opposing syndicate was holed up. They were crowding around the gaffer, running their mouths about how they killed him and put an end to the dead rabbits. That's when we came storming in and had them surrounded instead. Not a single one of them got away. We beat them bloody. Every last bastard. And Boss knew it played out that way. Sorry, but this really sounds like Barstool bragging to me. You sure that wasn't just a coincidence? I should think it was no more chance. If you're saying as much, then surely this was but one among many such coincidences. Is that not so? Yeah, every time Matthew pulled one of those stunts, our load ended up growing bigger. But I have kept working so nearly if it were just a coincidence. It is likely what is often referred to as, indeed, an instinctive sense or a spinning-based recognition, more accurately, an unconscious process by which information accumulated in the subconscious is sorted and converted into sensible conclusions. There have been some extremely rare cases in which Heathcliff has demonstrated the ability to arrive at coherent conclusions that surprise even Faust. On further analysis, it would appear that he was employing a mechanism similar to a sixth sense, or as some people call it. Is that a compliment, or are you taking the piss out of me? To my mind, does not seem to fit to explain each step he takes. When all has passed, I often find that no footfall of his was taken in vain. I will ask of you, grant him but a little time to wait. Keep waiting, and the shape of his intent may yet become clear. Though, I confess, I have also been concerned about him of late. His recent silence is far heavier than what I have noticed in the past. To wait. Don Quixote began, hesitated, then stopped herself from saying more. She only gave a quiet nod. Yeah, okay, I suppose our team leader has his own reasons for letting him be. That's it, and doesn't mean I'm happy about it. Let us return to the task at hand and do what we can for now. Fine, fine. As the others quiet down, I finally had room to notice the place we found ourselves in. There wasn't a single ray of light, just a deep red hue pressing in from every side. I can't believe we've been jetting away in the dark this whole time, fellas. The red lights aren't helping at all, especially with my aching eyes. Oh, are you looking for the light switch? It's right here. And right then, Mersault again. Don't turn on the light. Don't turn on the light. I heard Mersault's clipped warning. His voice coming from a corner I didn't expect to find. Mersault? Where are you? Ah, there he is, that corner. Is he washing something? I am developing the film role, manager. Exposure to light might ruin the entire role. Please exercise caution. So he'd been doing his own thing. That explains why he was quiet all along. Huh. Didn't think you know how to print photographs, Paul? What's that for, anyway? You expressed the wish to have the film developed, manager. I'm carrying out the destruction. I see. A photo studio first and no darkroom. This may be no more than a conjecture, but it would not be unreasonable to suppose that the axis of the distortion rests upon a photographer. The film's serial numbers either match those found in the photo studio or deviated by only a single digit. It is certain that this darkroom is connected to the studio in some way. The images bear a striking resemblance to these photographs. I also believe this building and that photo studio share a strong connection. Oh? Where did you get these photos? I brought some from the photo studio. I cannot name the locations in the picture with certainty, yet they all appear to have been taken at various places in Encore's district. Buildings, mostly. Hey, wait, I know what these are. People take pictures like this when supplying stuff to the department store. Correct. The photos must have been taken by the photographer. Mersault chimed in, holding up an odd cylindrical container in his hand this time. He gave the container a shake every now and then with a measured rhythm. Whatever he was doing seemed to be part of the process of developing the film. Film rolls are hardly affordable for the average resident in an N-Corp. In most cases, taking photographs is done as part of professional duties. There are approximately 21 occupations in District 14 that utilize photography. However, only a single profession involves routinely photographing specific buildings, identifying standards that can be observed in these pictures. And these docugraphers you mentioned, are the people entrusted with that job? Yes. They photograph the information to be poured into connected experience. A docographer? How could a person of such a decent lucrative profession fall into distortion? The same job, maybe, but how do we know if they are the decent person? Errol replied with a clear-cut answer, after only a brief pause. What makes you say that? The photo studio we were at didn't have any dark rooms, right? No, it didn't. My team leader said that there are other ways of processing film rolls, but in Encore you have to go to a dark room to develop and print them. Correct. Film rolls are usually immersed in developer solution to be processed. Which is why photo studios have these dark rooms equipped with red safe lights right next to them. But this place is pretty far from that photo studio. Oh, yeah, now that you mention it. Check out those windows. They are only covered by newspaper, all messy like. If you consider how sensitive film rolls are to light, it's really super suspicious that the dark room doesn't have any proper blackout panels. And you know films can cost a fortune in some places in the city, right? Who in the right mind will print photos in a room and patch it up with yesterday's newspaper? Oh. This probably isn't even a legit darkroom. Someone just hauled in the bare minimum tools needed to develop film and threw them together in a hurry. Someone who didn't want to be seen printing photos. And people don't usually avoid scrutiny unless they are doing something not so decent. If that's the case, then I can see why they might have distorted. Right? Manager. Mersault came to my side quietly. Still giving the strange cylinder to question a shake. I have a request regarding your instruction to develop this film roll. What is it? Please ensure that the light in this room is not turned on until light development is complete. Aren't we already doing that? Yes. However, engaging in battle opens the door to uncontrollable variables. This is why I have judged it necessary to make a separate request. Battle? There is no need for concern. I am capable of participating in combat while maintaining the development process. Wait, can you slow down? A battle, you say? Surely there must be cause for you to believe so. At the photo studio, reinforcements arrive exactly 11 minutes and 34 seconds after M's corpse. Pinframe team staff were defeated. The documents based on the events thus far make it clear that the photo studio and this darkroom share some kind of connection. Furthermore, Senator Heathcliff, Senator Honglu, and Senator Gregor have battled and the corpse Pinframe team in this very location. I hear footsteps rushing up to the staircase, approaching closer and closer. I have a feeling I know what Mersault is getting at, but I ask anyway. Meaning? The initial rings is finished. The process is now halfway to the completion of the second agitation. This indicates that 11 minutes and 30 seconds have elapsed since the start of development. A battle is imminent. Please withdraw to a safe position, Manager. Mersault, you should have warned us way earlier! Understood, Manager. I will follow that instruction going forward. Damn it. Well, let's leave this here and let's continue Wednesday.
부끄럽지 않았습니다.
Wednesday night.
의의를 바로 세우는 데
Yeah.
내일은
Looks interesting. A lot of Mersault lore. A lot of Mersault explaining Encore. A little bit of Yi-Sangs too, with the escort thing. And Aingdu and Kim. Aingdu is as cute as ever. I dare to say that she's cuter than ever. But yeah, Aingdu. Photos. Okay, this is just a reading one. So yeah, let's stop here and let's continue the next time. So that's it for today. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Leave, I don't know, like, a subscribe, and a comment, or all that bigger YouTubers ask for the algorithm. So yeah, I have been King of Eterna. This has been Limbus Company Mnestic experience, and I hope you come back next time. That's it for today. Goodbye.